Hi there, my name is Ethan Cashwell. I'm with the Sarlin Community Library. We're celebrating National Library Week, and so to celebrate, I'm going to recommend four exciting series that you might be interested in reading, and hopefully it'll keep you reading all spring and summer. So the first one I'm going to recommend is actually not a new series, but the newest book in the series was published in 2020. A Time to Kill by John Grisham was first published in 1989 and introduced the world to Jake Brigance. He's a small town defense attorney in a little town in Mississippi. He's called upon to defend an African American father who admits to assassinating the men who murdered his daughter. And so it's up to Brigance to help the court find the intersection between justice and mercy. I'm holding the second novel in my hands right now, Sycamore Row. The third novel is called A Time for Mercy. And so through Jake Brigance, we explore themes of justice, racial reconciliation, identity, and mercy, surrounded by that classic Grisham Southern courtroom setting. For those of you who like a good, fast-paced, gripping story and plot, I highly recommend this series, which is over 30 years in the making. So the second one I'm recommending is a Life Without series. This is the first novel, A Life Without Water. This is for folks who really enjoy a character-driven story with rich and interesting characters. We're introduced by the author is Marcy Bolden. We're introduced to Carol Denman, who is sent on a journey of discovery as the husband she divorced over 20 years ago asked for her help in making amends for his life before he succumbs to his serious illness. And so it touches on themes of forgiveness, finding peace, and loss. And some reviewers have said to get your tissues ready and prepare to take a day off to recover. The other titles in this series are A Life Without Flowers and A Life Without Regrets. The third series I'm recommending is a fantasy series by Orson Scott Card. The series is called Mithra Mages. Orson Scott Card, of course, wrote Ender's Game, if you're familiar with that. Danny North is the main character in this, and his family is a little bit different, and he is different from them. His cousins have long been able to create fairies and ghosts, golems, trolls, werewolves, and other such miracles, but Danny has yet to find his talent. He's beginning to think he has no magical ability, but when Danny finally discovers his gift, it is greater than he ever imagined, but that could earn him a death sentence. So that's how this fantasy series and coming-of-age story begins. I'm holding a picture of the first title in this series here, The Lost Gate. The following titles are The Gate Thief and The Gate Father, along with prequel stories titled Sand Thief and Stone Father. So if you're interested in fantasy or in rich settings, I highly recommend this series. Mithra Mages by Orson Scott Card. And for those of you who enjoy nonfiction, I put together a beginner's series intro to Michael Pollan. He writes about food and our relationships to it in The Omnivore's Dilemma, which is his one of his biggest novels and the first in the series that I'm recommending. This is actually the second one. He writes about the four basic ways that human societies have obtained food, the current industrial system, the big organic operation, the local self-sufficient farm, and the hunter-gatherer. In the second book, In Defense of Food, Pollan explores the relationships with what he calls nutritionism in the Western diet, with a focus on the late 20th century food advice given by the science community. And then in the final third recommendation, it's called Food Rules. He provides a simple framework for a healthy and sustainable diet, and highly recommend to anyone who is interested in looking at food from a new, fresh, and anthropological perspective. So those are four series that I hope can get you through the spring and summer. I hope you'll come and visit us here at the Sarlin Community Library in Liberty and have a happy library week.